Okay, now we will move on to the important functions, which is regarding read and write. So as I have said earlier, we are having different functions for reading as well as different functions for writing. We will see it one by one. First we will see f gets and f puts. Okay, we will see the functions f gets and f puts. These functions are used to read and write contents as a line. Suppose if you have to read one line of content, you can use the function f gets, and suppose if you have to write one line at a time, you can use f puts. Okay, so while dealing with string operations and you are dealing as reading the entire line, you can go for f gets and f puts. We will see it with an example, and then we will come to the arguments and what are the functionalities over here. So here you can see I have created a file with file pointer, and the name has been given as file1. I have declared a string and I have initialized it with some data, that is line 1. It will always be better to read it from the user. You can get it through a get statement or f get statement. So here for the simplicity I have given it as, or I have initialized it as with line 1. Okay, now my aim is to write this content into the file. For writing in, we will be using f puts. Okay, so we are putting something into the file. So now there are two parameters. What should be the content? The content is stored in str. So you will be writing the variable name, and then to where you are going to write. Whenever we are accessing, we will be accessing it with the file pointer. So write the content into the file pointed by fp. So inside the text file, say file1, it will be writing line 1 and it will come to the next line. Now fp will be pointing to this second line. Okay. Suppose if I have to write another line, say I can write f puts. Instead of giving a string, you can directly give the string in double quotes, say hello, comma, where you have to write it? You have to write it in fp. So this will be written. So second line will also be getting written into the file. Okay, so this is how you can write something onto the file, and after that the operation is done. You can close the file using fclose and you will give the pointer name. Okay, so this much will be the writing part. Now suppose if you have to read the content of this file, what you can do? First of all, you have to open the file. You have to give the file name exactly same as that you have given earlier. So it is file1, and now the purpose is to read, so you will open it in read mode. You can see the mode has been written as R, which means you are going to read the content. Okay, so while we are doing that, it will return a pointer, so we can store it in any variable name. I am again using the same variable name fp. Okay, so now fp will be pointing to the first line of that. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to read that content. Okay, so to read from file, you will be using f gets. It will be having three parameters. One is where it has to be stored. You will be reading something from file, where you have to store it. So I am already having a character array. You can use another array, or you can use the same variable. So I am saying you have to store the content in str, and there is an additional argument when compared to f puts. Here we have to tell the maximum size, so it will be 20 over here. You can directly give a value, or you can write size of str, size of the data structure you are using. Okay, so this means that it will copy one line of content, and if that line is a lengthier one, it will store a maximum of 20 characters. That will be given to str, and then from where you are going to read? From fp you will be reading. So this is the file you are going to read. Now the first line will be read, that is line 1 will be read, and it will be stored in str. Suppose if you have to display it in console, you will be writing printf %s, comma str. It will be giving line 1. Again if you are doing, say f gets str, comma 20, comma fp. Now the second line will be read, and that will be stored in str. So after reading the first line, the pointer will be pointing to the second line, and if you say f gets again, the second line will be copied and that will be stored in str. Okay, so now str will be having hello and the pointer will be pointing to third line. Okay, suppose if you use f gets again, it will be getting a null value. Okay, so I'll add one more point into this. Think of a scenario where you are opening a file and you are going to read contents from the file and you are not aware of the length of the file, so you don't know how many lines it is having. So of course we will be repeatedly using the fgets function, and when we use repeatedly there will be a loop. So you can use a while loop, and what will be the condition? You know, when it reaches the end of the file, it will be returning a null value. So you will say, you will read fgets, you will read it to some variable with a maximum size, and you will denote the file pointer, and the result will be the line from that text. If it is not equal to null, you can continue with the operation. Okay, you can do the operation to be done. Okay, and in the next fgets it will be reading the second line, third line, so on, and once it reaches the end, it will get this condition will become true and it will come out of the while loop. So suppose if you have to read multiple lines, you will go for a loop and this will be the condition. Until it reaches the end of the file, you will be continuing this process. Instead of this, there is another function which is called as file end of file. This is also available. We will see it later. Okay, for the time being, we will deal with this. Okay, I hope it is clear. So now we will see the function fprintf and fscanf. This is mostly used when we are dealing with, say, integers or floating point numbers and all. We will be mostly using this. For text, we will be preferably using fputs and fgets, or we will go for fgetc and fputc. Okay, we will see it with an example, and then we will come to the different arguments and all. Okay, so here you can see I have created a file. I have opened it in write mode, so the file is created. Now I am having an integer value with x as 10. My aim is to write this content x into the file. Then I have to add a value 20 to that, and I have to rewrite the file. Okay, so initially in file you are having the value 10, and at the end I have to add 20 to this value and I have to get the final result. So inside file it should be 30. Okay, so we will see how we can do that. So now simply if I use fgets to write this content, it will be treated as a text or a string. So 1 will be the first character and 0 will be treated as another character. It will not be read as 10. So we will see. So my aim is to write. So I'll use fprintf. Unlike fgets, in the case of fprintf, we will be, the first argument will be the file pointer. So we will be mentioning that where you are going to store that, and if it is stored from a variable, okay, if it is a variable, we will also specify the format. So it is %d, and where it is stored in x. So the content in x will be stored to file pointer. Okay, so this is how you will be writing. Suppose if you are having multiple variables, so you can see, so suppose if you have to store two integers, you can write %d, comma x, comma y. It is also possible. If you have to store string, you can use fp, comma %s, comma variable name, or directly you can use fprintf fp, comma the text to be written. Suppose if it is a string, you can directly write it like this. Okay, so these are possible with fprintf. So using fprintf, you can write strings as well as integers or any data type. Okay, so with the help of this format specifier, you can enter any kind of data. Okay, so after the process, you can close the file, fclose fp, that will close. Now our aim is to read the content. So fp is equal to fopen will indicate the file name, file1, and this time we are going to open with read mode. Okay, now I have to store the content into a particular variable. Okay, so we will write f scanf, from where we are going to read from file which is pointed by fp. So first we will write fp. What is the format? It is a format %d. Where you have to store? I have to store it in variable y. So the value 10 will be read and that will be stored in y. Now if you say y is equal to y plus 20, this will actually work because the value in y is now read as an integer. Okay, it is no more string, it is read as integer, so this operation is valid. Now y will be having a value 30. Okay, so suppose if you have to write this 30 into the file, again you can open it in write mode and you can enter using fprintf fp comma %d y. So that 30 will be inserted into the file. Okay, so after the reading operation you can close the file, fclose fp. Okay, so this is how you can use fprintf and fscanf in files. Okay, I hope it is clear for you. Now we will see fgetc and fputc. Okay, that is fgetc and I'll write the other way around, fputc and fgetc. As the name suggests, we are going to write character by character, and similarly here we are going to get contents character by character. Okay, so this is used while we have to operate on files in a character base. Say suppose if we are having a file with some contents, you have to you have to create a new file and you have to eliminate all the vowels. So we have to check character by character. In that case you can go for this method. Okay, so we will see an example for that. So let's see an example. So I'll give a scenario. You think that you are having a file named as file1 and it is having a set of data which is comma separated. Okay, it is a comma separated file. Now my aim is to create a new file named as file2, removing all the comma from file1. I have to remove the character comma. So how we can do that? So first of all, there is a file named as file1 with some contents already inside it, and I have to read these contents and I have to copy it into another file, say named as file2, and while writing I have to eliminate all the commas, which means I have to read character by character. And suppose if it is not a comma, I'll write it into file2. Okay, so first of all, the you have to understand is that there are two files, which means there will be two file pointers, say fp1, and there will be another pointer which points to file2, say I am naming it as fp2. So there are two pointers, fp1 and fp2. Okay, so fp1 from file1 you are going to read the content, so it will be opened in read mode, and to fp2 you are going to write. So fp2 is equal to fopen, you are creating a new file named as file2 and you will be opening it with write mode. Okay, so that much is fine. Now what you have to do, you have to read content from file1 until it reaches the end of file. Okay, so there is something called as EOF, which denotes the end of a file. So we can read character by character and we can check whether we have reached the end of file. So this is a continuous process. We have to read in a continuous manner until we reach end of file. So there is a looping structure. So I will say while, and here we are going to read character by character, and for reading character by character we are having the function fgetc. Okay, so we will see the syntax of that. Fgetc. In the case of fgetc, we will be just denoting the file pointer from where it has to read. It will be just having one character, so it will read one character and that character will be returned back. Okay, so it will be returned into some variable. So you require a character variable. I am saying character, say c. Okay, while c is equal to fgetc So from where you are reading? You are reading from file 1, which is pointed by fp1. So fp1. So once you say that, now C is having the character read from file f1, sorry, file 1. Okay, now we are checking whether it is not equal to end of file. Okay, so you are reading the function, reading one character, it is stored in C. Now we are checking whether C is not equal to end of file. If it is not equal to end of file, we haven't reached the end, we can do the copying process. Okay, so how we can copy? Now the content is inside C, that should be written into the file 2. So for writing, we will use the function put C, because we are going to write character by character. Where you have to write? You have to write into second file, which is pointed by fp2. What you have to write? The content which is present in C. So that is the two parameters in f put C. Okay. In the case of f put C, we will be having file pointer as well as the character which has to be reprinted into the file. In the case of f get C, you will be just pointing to which file and it will be returning the character. Okay. So the first character has been read and it will be inserted into file fp2. So we have to do one more operation. We have to check whether it is not equal to comma. Our aim is to discard commas. So if C is not equal to comma, what we will do? We will say f put C fp comma C. The content will be copied to file 2. Otherwise you don't have to copy that, so you will be just leaving it as blank. Okay. So again the second character will be read, it will check whether it is end of file. If it is not end of file, it will check whether it is comma. If it is not comma, that data also will be copied to file 2. So I will see, suppose if our file is file 1 a b comma cd and file 2 is initially empty. So fp is initially pointing to a. We will see C will be getting the value a. A is not equal to end of file, it is not equal to comma. So a will be written into fp2. That is the file pointer for file 2. Next, it will read the second character from file 1, that is b will be read. It is not equal to comma, so b will be copied to file 2. Now it will be reading a comma, it is not end of file, but as it is equal to comma, this statement will not execute, which means nothing will be written on to file 2. Now again it will be read, C will be read, that will be inserted into file 2, D will be read, that will be inserted into file 2, and then it will reach end of file. At that point of time, we will come out of the while loop. Okay, once we are out of the while loop, we are done with the program, so we can close the files fclose fp1 as well as fclose fp2. So this will be the program to copy contents from one file to another. Suppose if we are simply copying without any constraints, we can remove this if statement. We will be simply writing f put C is equal to fp2 comma C. So the entire file contents will be copied to the second file. Okay. Suppose if we are our aim is to just copy, you can actually go for f gets and f puts, so that we can copy one line at a time and it can be copied to the second file. Okay. So I think now we are getting the concept of files, and now you will be understanding it is a very simple topic in C, right? So in the next class we will see functions with fread and fwrite. We can see where that is actually being applied, and there are certain other functions like fseek, ftell, rewind. So certain functionalities which we may not be using regularly, but still we will have a look at that functions. Okay, we will see all of this in the next video. Thank you.